My brain is absolutely shut down today. It's not a great start, guys. Only 1 out of 7. Being criticized to be a little bit slow. RCB, it's the fourth fastest 100. Shivam Dube finds himself in a spot. He's been there for 10 years. He's only 29 years old, so I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode. Sorry. Hi there guys, it's the 360 show. I'll be covering more of the IPL this week as the plot thickens over there in India and the biggest league in the world. Some teams heading up the table, some going down as we reach the halfway mark and the teams positioning themselves for the trophy glory. I also cover a little bit of the US Masters. That's the golf tournament, or at least the biggest golf tournament in the world over there in the States that happened over the weekend. And Scottie Scheffler coming out on top for the second time in 3 years. Quite an achievement. And then also comments from you guys, and there's another new 360 challenge. It's all happening on this week's show. Let's go. So here's the points table. Quite a few surprises as powerhouse teams find themselves, well, right at the bottom of the log. Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals, and Royal Challengers Bangalore. 3 favorites leading into this tournament. Really superstar players, and somehow they're on 8th, 9th, and 10th halfway through the tournament. We've got Rajasthan Royals right at the top, 5 out of 6 wins, with KKR 4 out of 5 wins. And as I'm recording this, the game's about to happen, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's not going to affect the number 1 and 2 spot there at the top. Rajasthan Royals playing really good cricket this year. Also CSK there, Sunrisers Hyderabad, finding themselves in the top 4. And then there are quite a few teams, 3 out of 6 wins. That is Lucknow Super Giants and Gujarat Titans. 2 teams, actually. And then 3, Punjab Kings, Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals. The Rajasthan Royals are right on top with 5 out of 6 wins. And KKR, 4 out of 5. They will be facing off in the very next game. It's the top of the table clash. And on that note, let's quickly run through Rajasthan Royals then. The Rajasthan Royals and a decade of Sanju Samson. He's been there for 10 years. He's only 29 years old, so I think he's got quite a few more years left. And if RR can somehow manage to win this year's IPL, it really bodes well for them for the next few years. Now they've built a nice, very nice foundation of players with a strong leader at the top. And, the win of the trophy will mean the world to them, especially for the next 5 to 7 years. I think they could most probably dominate the IPL if they keep playing like this. Sanju's been absolutely incredible. I think as a leader as well, he's impressed me a lot. Very calm and collected, and he's got a nice group of experienced players around him in the Joss Butler, Ravi Ashwin, Yuzi Chahal. He's got a lot of experience to fall back on. But what I like is in panic moments, in difficult moments, he seems to be relaxed, he seems to be calm, and he's not scared of using the advice of his senior players around him. Now they face off against the KKR. They found the sweet spot of playing at home. They understand their home conditions really well, similar to a CSK, where I just feel that Sanju and his team, with all of that experience, I think of Kumar Sangakkara as well, really adding value and finding the blueprint. I think that's the word for them. They found their blueprint, and if they can just continue with that kind of confidence, it will end up being a great tournament for them. But congrats, Sanju, with 10 years. And years to many, many more years. Second on the table, KKR then. And let's talk about Phil Salt. He was the standout player in that last game with 89 not out. I have told you guys about him, and also Will Jacks that performed exceptionally well at the SA20 over here in South Africa. And here's Phil Salt putting up his hand for KKR. And what a fantastic knock that was. A match-winning performance by Phil Salt. And KKR also finding themselves in a really nice spot off the table, heading into the halfway mark, and it's a huge game with the top of the table clash between KKR and RR. That has happened now because I am recording the day before, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but it's a very exciting game, that, and an opportunity for one of the 2 top teams to really make a statement and just give them more of a lead at the top of the table. CSK then, the mighty CSK, had that slip up in the middle of their tournament with a double loss back-to-back, which was odd, but they're back on winning ways, and looking good for the yellow jerseys. Shivam Dube finds himself in a spot where he could possibly make that T20 World Cup squad. The only problem is there's a lot of traffic. He's put his hand up on numerous occasions. He's had a fantastic season. He's a powerhouse hitter and just a fantastic cricketer. He's come a very long way since he left RCB. And I have touched on this before. He's found something there at the CSK camp that's made him feel free. He looks like he's playing the best cricket of his life, just not overthinking it at the crease and just watching the ball and playing the situation in front of him. So a couple of not outs for him in this tournament, a few 50s as well, and very much having a big impact in the success of the CSK team. Let's move on then to SRH, who had a fantastic game against RCB. This batting lineup just keeps breaking records. Absolutely incredible, with Travis Head at the top of that batting lineup, scoring 100 against RCB. It's the fourth fastest 100 of the IPL, 39 balls. Can you believe it? Absolutely incredible. They're at the Chinnaswamy. I watched that game live, and I thought to myself, this wicket looks absolutely incredible. Danny Morrison and also Faf du Plessis spoke about the wicket before the start of the game, saying they think it's going to be a bit too paced, sort of planting that seed in everyone's head of 180 could be a good score. That was certainly not the case with this powerhouse batting lineup of Heinrich Klaasen coming in there at 3 on this occasion, scoring 67 or 31 balls, and they just never stopped. I do think the crazy thing about cricket is looking at Abdul Samad's innings there at the bottom end, 37 of 10 balls. And as funny as it sounds, with a high-scoring game of 287, playing 260 odd, that might just have been the difference. A 37 of 10 ball innings, and RCB didn't have an innings like that. Everyone really slotting in along the lines of 230, 220, 240 strike rate, where Samad just came in, broke through that 300 strike rate, and ultimately proved to be the difference. Very interesting, and it shows you it's a game of small margins. You're never out of it, right? Lucknow Super Giants then, with KL Rahul at the top of that order, being criticised to be a little bit slow. There's a quote here: too many players who are contending KL Rahul's T20 World Cup hopes dwindle amidst IPL struggles. I don't think it's really him struggling. He just doesn't really seem to light things up. There's so many exciting players out there. I think of Jaiswal, Sharma for SRH. There's so many young players that are putting up their hands and really knocking the lights out and getting everyone excited, especially the selectors. The one good thing for KL Rahul is he can also carry the gloves. He's also got a captain's brain, and that is some of the value adders that the selectors will just have to have a look at. LSG find themselves in the middle of the table. They need a couple of wins soon just to get that momentum going again. Then GT, Gujarat Titans, the team that's been performing so well over the last few seasons, a trophy already and also finalists last year. But they seem to be dropping catches. And an incredible stat here, it's a season of misses. This might just be the sloppiest IPL of them all. And this is what the numbers say. 3 drop catches or missed chances per match. And compared to other seasons, that is just astounding. I can't put my finger on what's going on, but Gujarat Titans are right at the top of the table when it comes to that, or they're at least around the top of the table with missed chances. And in a game of small margins, we just spoke about RCB and SRH. With a game of small margins, you cannot afford to miss your opportunities. I very often talk about catches when you matches. I talk about it in Test cricket and all the formats. But in T20 cricket, that happens at a rapid rate with chances few and far between. You have to hold on to most of your opportunities at least. I think 1 drop catch maybe a game is okay. But to hit 3 a game around that, the rate is just not good enough. And GT will have to have a look at that. They're still in the mix. They're also in the middle of that table. All to play for them. We know what they're capable of. They've got all the power hitters. They've got power bowlers. They've got power everything. But having lost Hardik Pandya, maybe that's played a little bit of a trick on their minds. And they're just struggling to find that momentum again. But be sure or rest assured, they'll be back. They've got too much talent in that team to just fade away in this tournament. Then the Punjab Kings. Rabada's had a wonderful impact, taking at least a wicket every game. That's my fellow South African, and you know what you can expect of him. He's a very experienced guy. He knows when to go and land his Yorkers, and he knows when to hit his hard length. He understands which batters is scared of the short ball. Just a very smart thinker, philosopher, I always called him while I played with him. He's a guy that's always got very interesting questions. He's a deep thinker about cricket, about life. And you can see that when he's bowling. He's got a plan, and he's also prepared to bluff the batter. He's not just going to be a bowling machine to the batters in T20 cricket. Punjab Kings, very up and down season. As per usual, nothing new there from them. And they very quickly, approaching halfway mark now, they very quickly need to find that blueprint that's going to take them or catapult them to the knockouts, which I think is unlikely. But hopefully for them, they find a little bit of rhythm. But let's keep an eye on KG Rabada. He's been the standout performer for that bowling attack, and hopefully he can keep leading them to glory. Mumbai Indians then. We're covering another bowler here, Jasprit Bumrah. He's just the champion of all formats. When I think of who am I going to pick as a bowler, if I was a captain of the World 11, he would be the very first player in my team in all formats. And that's quite something. He's like the cheat code for the Mumbai Indians and for Indian cricket. You can bowl him literally at any situation of the game. Throw him the new ball, throw him the ball that's a little bit older, throw him the death overs, you name it. He will come through with a lot of pace, with action on the ball. He's got those cutters, he's smart, he's got everything going for him, and he will be the leader if the Mumbai Indians are going to make a comeback in this IPL. It's already looking better for them, but they need momentum. They need more W's to make it to that knockouts. Moving on then to another team that's been struggling in the front half of this tournament, the Delhi Capitals. There is a little bit of a small light shining at the end of the tunnel, and that's Jake Fraser-McGurk with that fantastic knock in his IPL debut. I've heard a lot about this guy. I haven't watched a lot of him, so it was refreshing to see this kind of talent come through. I know he also performed in that Under-19 World Cup, and that's where some scouts sort of got heard of his name for the first time. It's great to see him at the biggest league of the world performing well for the Delhi Capitals, and they need something to ignite very quickly as well, or they will find themselves in big trouble towards the back end of this tournament. There's still enough time, guys. There's enough time for all these teams to make a play, to make a stand, and to try and make it to those knockouts. And talking about that, the bottom of the log is RCB. I say that with a sore heart. But let's make it something a bit more refreshing, something positive. As I posted a few days ago, it's a hard start. It's a hard start for the season. So instead of wallowing in the loss, I'd love to hear from my fellow RCB supporters on what made you connect with a team from Bengaluru. It's not a great start, guys. Only 1 out of 7. Find ourselves right at the bottom of the log, but there's still 7 games to play, and it's all to play for. And a comeback can be on the cards if we have this kind of attitude. Put that aside. Now we need to play cricket and just enjoy ourselves. And remember our fans. I look at some of the messages here I got here after that tweet I put out, and it's all just positive. People talking about their memories. My first memory was in 2011 when I joined RCB for the first time after spending 3 years with the Delhi Daredevils at that time, which is Delhi Capitals now. And I just remember joining that team, seeing the city, and I immediately fell in love with the city of Bengaluru and also the fans that always come to the Chinnaswamy and just support this team. Yeah, we look at some of the most incredible messages of memories. My parents are Indian, but I was born and brought up in the UK. I'm currently 20, so naturally I wasn't that into cricket until 2011. I went to India when India won the World Cup and the IPL started, and my family lived in Bangalore. So I naturally watched RCB games and instantly, just like me, fell in love with the game, the excitement, and of course, watching guys like Gail, ABD, Kohli. Also appreciated Zahir Khan and Vinay Kumar. It's so special to read these things. There's more messages on here. Scroll through it, guys, and just get that sense of passion and that incredible love for this franchise from the diehard fans of RCB. And from me to all the Bengaluru fans, thank you very much for sticking with this team. I know it's not easy. It hasn't been easy for many years. I promise you guys the tide will turn at some stage. Hopefully it will be this season. If it's not this season, it won't be too far away. Mark my words. There's so many messages. I'm not going to read through all of them, but it's great to see the RCB fans still there, still in love with their franchise, with their players, and they simply will never give up. Okay, then to AB Reacts, I spoke about the US Masters. I've got the cap on, and I'm now going to show you a quick video of Scottie Scheffler. And what I love about this guy, He talks about his faith and him being a human being and having identity. And I think it's so crucially important in sport and also in life to have an identity and to understand that results and trophies and money, houses, cars, that's not your identity, all right? Those are all materialistic stuff that's on earth here. It's nice to go for it, and you have to be determined and ambitious and motivated to go and achieve success, but that will not change who you are as a person. And he sums it up to the T. This is an interview after he's just won the Masters Championship. I mean, it's the biggest tournament in the world in golf. It's so nerve-wracking. I watched every shot till 3 a.m. in the morning. I was up to watch it. And this guy just comes off the golf course, not running around like a crazy cow, but he talks about his life, his identity, and how he looks at it all.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that today's plans were already laid out, many years ago, and I could do nothing to mess up those plans. I've been given a gift of this talent, and I use it for God's glory. That's pretty much it. So when I'm out there, I try to compete to the best of my abilities. Like I said, I really want to win. I feel like that's how I was designed. I've been that way since I was a young kid. That's always been a part of me, and I don't think that should be going away anytime soon. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with that either. But at the end of the day, like I said, my identity's secure already. And I get to come out here and compete, have fun, enjoy it. And then at the end of the day, win or lose, my identity's secure.
Kyle.
Yeah. Compete, have fun, and enjoy it. That's what a champion talks about right after winning the Masters Championship. Scottie Scheffler speaking about his identity being secure. I think it's an incredibly powerful sentence from a guy that's just won a big championship like that. Immediately coming back down to earth after just fighting it out there, battling it out for 4 days at the Masters against the best players in the world. High pressure moments, just simply incredible. And I absolutely love that about Scott Scheffler, and that's why he's one of my favorite sports people of all time. Just speaking like that and just reminding everyone out there that your identity is not changed by the circumstances and the situation that surrounds you sometimes, whether that's incredibly successful or right down in the dumps. It doesn't change who you are as a person or your art or the impact that you can have in this world and on other people. I found that very powerful, and I hope you guys enjoyed that too. And then the 360 challenge. So I had a sprint off. I felt like Usain Bolt for a moment here. I had a sprint off against a random guy that I walked into in the streets of Bombay, and I decided to challenge him to a race. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Here's just a little teaser. I will be releasing it soon.
1, 2, 3, 4. Don't laugh at me. 6,
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so losing the challenge there, I had to do some push-ups. The full release of the video will be happening soon, and I hope you guys enjoy the 360 challenge. Let me know how you find it and send me some ideas of challenges that I can do out there. I will be posting a lot of that coming in the future. I love having fun, as I mentioned before. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's all for this week's 360 show then. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, also like this video. Follow me in socials, guys, to stay in the loop of what I'm up to. As I said, I'm in Mauritius at the moment. It's a little bit rainy today, so hopefully the rain will pass so I can take the kids for a swim in the ocean. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this week. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all on Saturday. All right, welcome everyone. It's the 360 show, and this week we'll be covering more of the IPL as things, in the world. It's getting very interesting with Rajasthan, this week as the plot thickens. Teams. Trial and error. I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode. For the second time in 3 weeks, 3 years, okay.
Okay.
Of the IPL. It's all to play. It's not all to play for. What did I want to say? Okay, cool. Last time. Bumped my laptop there, sorry. Okay, this is the take. Here we go. Final take. And it's all to play for. Some teams move. I don't know if I can do that again. It's painful. For RCB at least, play. Okay,
Okay.
2 out of 6. Rajasthan. Oh my gosh. Royal Challengers Bangalore. Rajasthan. What am I doing? So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. One part of the my brain is absolutely shut down today. It is very, 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 very. I wanted to say something along the lines of traffic, and very, very traffic. Very dense. Anyway, that was one of the most ridiculous episodes I've ever done.